Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
Rockford police officers handcuffed and arrested at his home. A neighbor reacts to child porn charges the first responder faces.
I just hope that they serve time because what they did rocked our whole life, honestly.
A local family is devastated following a violent car crash. They say coping with the events will take some time.
The last 800 yards make up for the first 25 miles, I would say.
A Rockford business owner puts on her running shoes for one of the most competitive marathons in the world. She says her motivation comes from fellow athletes. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson. We'll get to those stories in just a moment, but first, more than a dozen people are shot at a grocery store in suburban Memphis, Tennessee.
Police say a gunman opened fire at the Collierville Kroger around 1:30 this afternoon. Officers found 13 people shot inside the store. At least one victim died. Police say the suspected gunman is also dead, possibly from self-inflicted gunshot. Investigators are searching the suspect's car. Some customers made it out of the store during the chaos, while employees directed other people to take shelter inside a cooler. World News Tonight will have more on the story following our newscast.
A Rockford police detective is arrested. The department veteran faces child pornography charges.
He was booked into the jail earlier today. 45-year-old Joshua Grover is charged with 3 counts of child pornography, possessing a photo of a victim under the age of 13. The detective was arrested at his home in Roscoe. Rachel Perry spoke with his next-door neighbor. And Rachel, what was her reaction?
Mimi and Eric, she's in shock. In fact, she describes Grover as a family man and would often see him walking with his kids. She even tells me she thought something happened to the family this morning when she saw the scene.
A lot of cars, probably 20 to 25 vehicles, 2 police cars, and what I think was like a SWAT vehicle type van.
What were you thinking?
Fear. Initially worried about something happening to the family and, just wondering what was going on because it's not like that in this neighborhood.
Shannon lives on Charlemont Lane in Roscoe, describing the scene she witnessed Thursday morning on her usually quiet street. She says Grover is a great neighbor and extremely family-oriented, but since hearing of the child porn charges, she's now both shocked and disappointed.
Sick to my stomach that thinking you know someone, but don't.
Grover is currently in the jail being held on no bond. He's due in court tomorrow afternoon. I have reached out to get more information on the investigation. I'll be sure to update the story as soon as I know more. Eric.
Thank you, Rachel. We have an update from a story we brought you yesterday. The man who allegedly stole from a Rockford church earlier this week has been arrested. Winnebago County Sheriff's deputies say Stephen MONTAVON broke into Halsted Road Baptist Church Monday. He was taken into custody on East State Street yesterday. Security cameras captured MONTAVON breaking a church window, sneaking in, and making away with electronics, cash, and musical instruments. A pastor tells us those items have been handed back to the church. MONTAVON is charged with burglary.
Investigators continue to look into a crash from earlier this week. It happened early Tuesday morning on North 2nd Street in the southbound lanes near the Spring Creek Road exit. Rockford police tell us 2 cars smashed into each other head-on. The driver who caused the accident remains in serious condition. Police did not say what led up to the crash.
A local mom and daughter are shaken after a man driving a stolen car slammed into their vehicle.
This happened Monday night in Rockford on Spring Creek. Both women survived. Michelle Rave spoke with one of them today, and Michelle, she says the crash left them with wounds we can't see.
I spoke with the teen who was in the car. She tells me she's lucky she and her mother made it out alive, but it's also a trauma she'll always remember.
It was just traumatic, honestly. I'm still pretty shaken up by it.
Monday night, Cassandra Peters picked up her 17-year-old daughter, Michaela Knauts, at Rock Valley College. They were on their way home when an SUV smashed into them on Spring Creek Road near Elder Lane.
So it was just driving straight towards us and kind of swerving around. And my mom tried moving out of the way, and it just came so fast that we just didn't have enough time. We ended up getting hit from the front end and from the driver's side end, and we did a full 360 spin in the car. and my mom actually was like trapped in there.
Michaela has just minor injuries, including a lot of bruises. The same can't be said about her mother.
Her injuries that she suffered from were actually a broken femur, and her patella, which is her kneecap, was broken into 9 different pieces, so 2/3 of it they had to take out during surgery. So her injuries were pretty severe.
The Winnebago County Sheriff's Office says the man who caused the crash stole the SUV at gunpoint earlier that night. Sheriff Gary Caruana reminds people to always be alert.
Let's take Spring Creek, going down Spring for an example. That's a no passing. Well, they get antsy, they get in a hurry, and they'll just blow around you, and all of a sudden they're going 50 to 70, 75 miles an hour. It's a 45-mile-an-hour zone, and if you stop and they're like, I never speeding, it's right here. And you're causing these accidents. Look at these tragic accidents that are happening.
Michaela, though, is just grateful she and her mother made it out alive.
It could have been way worse. If they would have hit us in any certain way, we could have died. It really just depends on how they hit us. We're honestly lucky with what we got.
Michaela says her mom has a long road to recovery. There's a GoFundMe set up to help the family with medical expenses. I'll have a link to that in this story on mystateline.com. Eric.
Had to be so scary for them. Thanks, Michelle. With life getting back to normal for many families following the pandemic, more people are traveling, but the risk of backing out of a trip is always there. That's why AAA says travel insurance plans are becoming more popular. A recent survey found more than 30% of travelers say they would get a plan ahead of a trip, specifically due to the pandemic. Experts say that's a good idea, especially since coverage is evolving.
When COVID first came on the scene, most travel insurance policies excluded anything having to do with a pandemic impact. But because the need is so real and important, many of the insurance companies have evolved new coverages to protect people should they get COVID.
Here's an expert travel tip. Travel insurance is the most beneficial if you're heading overseas.
The world's oldest marathon is taking place in a matter of weeks, and a few 4-city residents will be among the runners. The Boston Marathon is traditionally held on Patriots Day, but due to the pandemic, this year's race will be held on Columbus Day. With organizers narrowing the field, runners have to be extra fast to enter. Fleet Feet owner Melissa Pratt's been training for the marathon for 20 weeks. She says it's an honor to represent Rockford on the East Coast.
Rockford historically has had a really good running community. We have a lot of running groups, whether it's trail or road. And I think that seeing people going out and competing in any kind of sport, it's just goodwill, and it makes everybody feel just like really proud to be out there doing it.
Melissa says she will run the New York Marathon 3 weeks after Boston.
Another lifeline for families in need is coming to Winnebago County. Micro pantries will pop up soon. Organizers took the concept of free little libraries, which offer books at no charge, and are using the same idea to distribute food and PPE. 10 two-story pantries will be filled with non-perishable food, books, masks, and other safety equipment. Organizers say anybody who needs the help can stop by.
It's just open to the community. It's something free that if they're in need, we hope that they will utilize these pantries for whatever their need to maybe get them to the next day or so, or whatever they need.
For a full list of micro pantry locations, find this story using the My State Line app. Senate Democrats push a new voting bill. It's another attempt to pass sweeping changes to federal elections.
Washington correspondent Rashad Hudson has more on the new priority. Eyewitness News is keeping you connected to the nation's capital.
Senate Democrats say passing a voting rights bill remains their top priority.
Well, we are seeing states around the country make it harder for people to vote.
Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin says the Freedom to Vote Act she's co-sponsoring fights back against new voting laws in Republican-led states. The bill makes it easier to register to vote, sets requirements for early voting, and makes Election Day a federal holiday.
We're taking steps to make it easier for everyone to vote.
This bill is an attempt to garner support from moderate Democrats and some Republicans who stood in the way of earlier legislation, but getting Republican support remains a challenge.
I'm completely opposed to a federal takeover of elections.
Wisconsin Republican Senator Ron Johnson says states should make sure their elections are secure.
But I'm completely supportive of states analyzing what happened in 2020, understanding there were irregularities that to this day are not explained.
But Baldwin says the federal government has the right to step in.
Well, it's in the Constitution that the federal government decides how federal officials are elected. So it's sort of a ridiculous argument.
The Senate plans to vote on the bill next week. Reporting in Washington, Rashad Hudson.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Just a beautiful picture coming in from our Mercial SkyTrack camera out in Freeport here at the Park Hills Golf Course. Plenty of sunshine, and despite that northerly wind, our temperatures today managed to climb into the low 70s, so feeling very comfortable after kind of a cool start this morning. Have you ever looked at the sky, though, and thought, you know, today the sky looks a little more blue than what it did yesterday or last week or when it felt humid? Well, there's actually a reason to that, and as we're kind of transitioning here through the seasons, you may start to notice that the blue sky is looking a little more bright. Today, it looked a little more kind of bright and more of that kind of vibrant blue because we're very dry. Now, when we think of why our sky is blue, we have to look at the incoming sunlight into the Earth's atmosphere, and all that light is scattered about in all different directions. Well, our blue light scatters a little more because we have smaller and shorter wavelengths. When the air mass is dry, that means there's not a lot of moisture, only down here at the surface, but also up above. So the sunlight doesn't scatter quite as much, so it allows that kind of blue light to be a little bit more focused here, and you see kind of that darker, deeper shade of blue. And you tend to see that a little more during the winter months because cold air isn't able to hold as much moisture as an air that is warmer. You're able to hold a little bit more water vapor with it. The higher moisture we have in the atmosphere, the more scattering that takes place. So your blue light becomes scattered, then it scatters a little more from the water vapor and the water droplets. They're larger in size as that light scatters through them and then is reflected back. That's also kind of why on the horizon you start to notice that blue looks a little bit more light, kind of washed out, or even turns to that lighter color because there's more scattering taking place. So you get kind of that blue, light blue, and milky light appearance. So kind of take note on these clear skies. Is it a little bit more of a dark blue, or does it look kind of like a lighter blue? We'll have plenty of sunshine, at least for the first half of the day tomorrow. Temperatures are very comfortable sitting here in the low 70s, and that's where our weather watcher numbers sit at this moment. Although Bob here on the southeast end of Rockford checking in with 69. Dew point temperatures are very low, so that means the air mass is very dry. High pressure continues to work in here for us this evening, but we have to watch this cold front off to the northwest because one, that'll bring us an increase in cloud cover during the day tomorrow, but two, can also bring us a chance for passing shower, even a thunderstorm towards tomorrow evening. So let's plan this out. We're back down into the 40s for tonight. Now be aware the wind will pick up again tomorrow, gusting as high as 35 miles per hour. This wind coming in from the southwest. It'll bring that temperature upper 70s, low 80s for the afternoon. About 5, 6 o'clock, we'll start to see some of those showers work in here from the northwest. As we start some of those football games, you might need to keep an eye on the radar. Few showers and isolated thunderstorm can't be ruled out after the sun does set tomorrow. That'll last through roughly about midnight before high pressure works back in. Wind will pick back up from the west on Saturday, so not a lot of cooling wind behind that, and that'll bring our temperatures into the low 70s. So let's talk the wind. Southwesterly wind tomorrow, gusting as high as 30 to 35 miles per hour, 25 mile per hour wind gusts from the west on Saturday. Temperatures down to 47 tonight, 81 tomorrow, down to 71 on Saturday. Weekend looks fantastic. Gets a little warm there on Sunday, 82, but guys, looks like we stay in the 80s into next week, upper 70s, low 80s, and any hope for rainfall, we look dry, bone dry, unfortunately, through at least the beginning here of October.
Now, the Napleton Sports Test with sports director Scott Leber.
It is fitting that Justin Fields will get his first NFL start with the Bears back in the Buckeye State Sunday. That's where he soared to fame, only a little further south in Columbus. Can Fields get a W his first time out? Well, it'll help his cause if Matt Nagy does a few things. One is roll Fields out of the pocket frequently to avoid the rush and give Fields multiple run-pass options. Two, throw lots of screen passes to counter the Browns' pass rush of specialist Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney. The third thing is to utilize the tight ends in the passing game. Lots of quick stuff over the middle. definitely in the red zone too. Last Sunday, the Bears completed only one pass to their tight ends. I would add to throw a few deep balls to Darnell Mooney to loosen up the Browns' defense, but Mooney is dealing with a groin injury. The Bears' defense was marvelous last week against the Bengals until the final 5 minutes. They'll need to create more takeaways in this game for the Bears to have a shot. The Browns' offensive line is one of the best in the NFL, but 4 of the Browns' starting linemen have been on the injury report this week. How healthy will they be Sunday? The Browns also have the best 1-2 running back punch in the NFL with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. I think that Browns run game is going to be the difference in this game. The Browns beating the Bears 27-17. Packers get another primetime matchup this week against the 49ers Sunday night. This will be the 3rd straight year the Packers have been forced to travel to San Francisco. It's a major hurdle this year considering the Packers are already coming off a short week having played on Monday night. Schedule makers did not do them any favors. The Packers got better on offense Monday night. I'm not sure the same can be said of the defense. The 49ers, they're 2-0, but they're somewhat unimpressive wins against the Lions and the Eagles. I am, though, going with the Niners in this game for 2 reasons. Again, the short week the Packers have had in their long trip west. And 2, Elton Jenkins has an ankle injury. He might or might not play, but either way, he's not likely to be 100% going up against a really good defensive front for the 49ers. I'm taking the 49ers in this game over the Pack, 28-20. That's my take. We'll be right back.
Candace will have our final weather check in just a minute.
But first, here's a look at what's to come on News Nation tonight.
Tonight on a special edition of News Nation Prime, we are spending a full hour talking about the disappearance of Gabby Petito and the search for her fiance, Brian Laundrie.
I've been camped outside Brian Laundrie's house since the very start of this investigation, and I'll be going through your social media questions to try to help connect the dots in this very bizarre situation.
We'll also look into the online frenzy that turned ordinary people into social media detectives and a closer look at the life and legacy of Gabby. That's all tonight on News Nation Prime.
You can catch News Nation tonight on cable and satellite stations you see here. You can also head to newsnation.com.
Clear skies will stay with us as we go through the night tonight. We have the showers off to the east thanks to that low pressure system. That will continue to depart a little bit further to our east, leaving us with a little less cloud cover and a little less wind here as we go through the night tonight. Temperatures will drop down into the mid-40s, so another cool start tomorrow, but you can ditch the jacket for the afternoon. Low 80s for a high, right around 81 degrees. There is a cold front that'll work through about 8 o'clock tomorrow evening, so that'll bring a chance for shower, maybe an isolated thunderstorm towards the evening. Temperatures then, look at that, we've got the 80s and dry conditions next week.
Lots of 80s. Thanks, Candace.
And thank you for spending time with us. Stay safe.